Eastman Kodak, the 133-year-old U.S. company that pioneered one of the first consumer cameras in the 1880s, has warned investors it may not survive much longer due to insufficient liquidity to meet its debt obligations.
1880년대에 일반 소비자용 카메라를 최초로 개발한 133년 역사의 미국 사진기업 이스만 코닥이 바로 그 최근 부채를 상환할 유동성이 부족해지면서 문 닫을 위기에 처한 것으로 알려졌습니다. Oh, that's sad.
Certainly. I mean, it's a company that where its name, Kodak, certainly is synonymous with photography and certainly film.
Sure. Such an iconic company, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. And I've noticed actually, like I've seen like the logo being on like
Yes,
T-shirts,
T-shirts.
and other stores as of late. So I guess, you know, they're doing the best they can to survive in any which way.
참 아쉽다고밖에 말할 수 없을 것 같은데 I thought they were doing pretty well though. They get back on track with all those T-shirts and some new like pop-up stores here and there. 그래서 I think they were coming up with some new sort of products with their own logo and everything. 하지만 they were still suffering a lot.
I think the ironic thing is that, you know, they were doing amazing because of the film and saying that, you know, 90% of film in the 70s was made by Kodak. But the funny thing is that one of the things that's been killing them these days has been a technology that they created, that being the first digital camera in 1975. And that's really what's been destroying their company as of late.
그렇죠. 그러니까 디지털 카메라를 거의 최초로 만들다시피 한 회사가 바로 이 회사인데도 불구하고 그 필름 산업을 놓을 수가 없기 때문에 오히려 제가 들은 바에 의하면은 그 디지털 카메라 산업을 오히려 더 육성시키지 않는 쪽으로 했다는 얘기도 있습니다. 그래서 유명한 Kodak moment라는 표현도 있을 정도로 영어에 말이죠.
Yeah, that was one of their iconic commercial moments or taglines that they would do, and people remember that line. So it's like, oh, a Kodak moment. Like, here's a moment that you want a picture of, or that you remember this moment because it's such a great, long-lasting memory of yours. And you think, oh, that's, you know, I wish I had a photo of that moment.
이건 꼭 사진으로 저장을 해야 할 아주 중요한 순간이야 라고 말하는 것을 This is a Kodak moment. Kodak 이렇게 말해요. Kodak moment 라는 그런 표현이 있을 정도로 아주 아이코닉 그런 컴퍼니였는데 자, 자세한 스토리를 들어보겠습니다. So would you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yeah, so, you know, this is a company that dominated for so many years. They're saying that roughly $500 million of debt is what they have right now that they need to pay up. We talked about insufficient liquidity in the story as well. And liquidity, by the way, meaning money or cash that you're able to spend. And because of this $500 million in debt that they have, that's why it looks like they're going to have some very big financial problems and maybe fold as a company, perhaps.
그렇군요. 자, 지금 very big financial problem 말씀 주셨는데 아까 우리가 얘기 나눴던 것처럼 이 회사로 말할 것 같으면 133년의 역사를 가지고 있어서 가장 처음으로 그 일반인들이 사용할 수 있는 소비자용 카메라를 개발한 것으로 그 당시에 이제 선구자적 역할을 했다라고 해서 pioneered one of the first consumer cameras back in the 1880s라고 합니다. So pioneer is used as a verb here.
Yeah, typically we think of it as a noun, as a person, right?
Yes.
A pioneer is someone that creates or uses something for the first time. And in the same way, when we use it as a verb, they pioneered something, then once again, it's showing that they created something or made something popular for the masses.
그렇죠. 그러니까 pioneer, 선구자라는 뜻도 되고 pioneer 뭐뭐뭐 하게 되면 뭐뭐뭐를 개척했다라는 뜻으로 동사로도 쓸 수가 있겠습니다. So do you happen to have any sample sentence where you can use this word pioneer?
You could say that someone pioneered a certain type of music, maybe. Like you could say like Run DMC pioneered kind of like rock rap, you know? So like they created this type of rap that mixed with rock and roll. So they, sort of created their own genre that other people did. Or you could say like Nirvana pioneered grunge music. So when you create something or kind of, are known to be famous for being one of the first to do something.
아, 그러니까 pioneer some sort of like new genre 이렇게 말할 적에도 그 pioneer를 쓸 수 있겠고, you can pioneer some sort of new type of art. 를 말할 적에도 that's of course what you were talking about too. 그러니까 pioneer 이렇게 여러 가지 그 상황에서 쓸 수가 있겠군요. And you were briefly mentioning something about insufficient liquidity. Insufficient.
Yeah, when something is insufficient, then it is not enough compared to what you need. So I mentioned before about liquidity, meaning the money or cash that you have available to spend. So it's saying that is insufficient. So they don't have enough money to pay off the debts that they have.
아, 그러니까 유동성 부족 이렇게 말하는 것으로 insufficient liquidity를 말하고 있습니다. suffice 하게 되면 보통 이 정도로 충분해요. 충족시킵니다. 어떤 기준을 할 때 suffice라는 단어를 또 쓰게 되는데 그 비롯된 혹은 related word가 되겠죠. insufficient, INSUFFICIENT 뭔가 부족하다라는 말이 되는데 그 뒤에 liquidity, liquid 하면 이게 뭔가 흘러가는 걸 생각하잖아요. 그 액체라고 말할 때 그죠? 근데 liquidity 자산의 유동성을 말하고 있습니다. 아까 money and cash that you're able to spend라고 말씀하셨는데 liquidity, insufficient liquidity 때문에 they're in a very bad situation 얘기하고 있습니다. And here's the story once again. Eastman Kodak, a 133-year-old U.S. company that pioneered one of the first consumer cameras in the 1880s, has warned investors that it may not survive much longer due to insufficient liquidity to meet its debt obligations. Okay, so let's move on to our next headline, shall we?
Italy has granted final approval for a project to construct the world's longest suspension bridge, linking the island of Sicily with the mainland region of Calabria.
네. 자, 이탈리아 정부가 본토의 칼라브리아와 시칠리아 섬을 연결하는 세계 최장 현수교 건설 프로젝트를 최종 승인했습니다. So why is it so special?
Well, it's going to be a very, very long bridge in terms of a suspension bridge. And suspension bridges, they typically aren't as long because it takes a lot of material and wiring and technology to create it. So there's also a seismic area of the Mediterranean. It's where there's a lot of seismic activity, meaning earthquakes and, things like that. But they're saying that this bridge, obviously, if they're going to build it, would still be able to withstand most of the seismic activity in the area. So obviously there's going to be a lot of good quality engineering that goes into this.
So the idea of constructing this huge bridge that came about like many, many years ago already, but they had to stop it at a certain point because of the reasons that you just mentioned, like seismic all the reasons and everything. 그러니까 지진이 워낙 자주 일어날 수 있는 그런 가능성이 높기 때문에 이 현수교의 건설 자체 그 프로젝트를 잠시 조금 이거 좀 좋은 생각이 아니다라고 하다가 so they decided, okay, why not just do it? 있다고 합니다.
Yeah,
네.
and they still are getting a little bit of pushback from some of the people on the Sicilian side because, it's costing a lot of money.
Oh, yes.
And I think, some of them are concerned about the seismic activity and things like that of the area.
Right. But anyhow, Italy has granted final approval for this project.
Yeah, and when you grant something, then you're saying you're giving the approval or you're saying it's okay, you're allowed to do something. Usually, we talk about government grants as an example. They're saying, I'm going to give you this so that you can make your situation better. But it's something from an official organization like the government.
So authority.
An authority that usually offers this or approves it. So when we're saying that the grant has final approval, then it had some other hoops and hurdles to go through. But now it's at the final stage and it's received that that approval.
아, 많은 이제 그 산을 넘어야 됩니다. 그러니까 hoops and hurdles 말했지만 서커스에서 하듯이 굉장히 많은 그 앞으로 조금 이렇게 거쳐야 할 부분들이 있지만 그래도 어쨌든 정부는 최종 허가를 내주었다는 소식입니다. 그러니까 give라는 그 의미가 바탕에 깔려 있지만 어떤 정부 어떤 기관이라던가 조금 권위 있는 기관에서 어떤 걸 내준다, 허가를 내준다. 무슨 또 그 뭐 subsidy 같은 어떤 government subsidy, 정부 지원금 같은 것을 이렇게 준다라고 할 때 give보다는 grant를 쓰더라고요. 그죠? G-R-A-N-T. 그래서 grant final approval, 최종 허가를 이렇게 내어준다. G-R-A-N-T 쓰이고 있습니다. 그래서 현수교, 여기서 말하고 있는 것은 suspension bridge, 뭔가 매달려 있는 듯한, 그러니까 hanging 되어 있는 그런 이미지인데요.
Yeah, exactly. And I think on the Han River, I want to say, I think the new World Cup bridge, I think is a suspension bridge. And I think the
That's right.
Olympic bridge is also a suspension bridge. So it'll usually have like a very, very high tower that goes high, much higher than the bridge. And then it'll have lots of cables and wires that go down to the bridge and hold it up. So yeah, much like you mentioned, if something is suspended, then it's kind of just hanging in midair or in mid-space, that it's just kind of there.
It's just kind of there. That's
yeah,
right.
it's not like neither too high or too low, but it's just kind of like, yeah, it's in the middle in a good amount of space.
그러니까 hanging 되어 있는 거죠. 그 큰 타워를 세워서 거기서 어떤 그 와이어나 아까 그 cord, did you say?
Yeah, it could be cables.
Cables,
Yeah.
right. 이용해서 그 다리를 이렇게 매달리고 있다라고 할 때 매달고 있다. 바로 그 suspension bridge. 그래서 왜 여성도 마찬가지지만 그 허리띠 그 벨트 대신에 suspenders. 바지 흘러내려가지 말라고 메고 있는 것도 suspender가 되는 거잖아요.
Yeah.
자, suspension bridge 현수교에 대한 이야기였습니다. 자, Italy has granted final approval for a project to construct the world's longest suspension bridge linking the island of Sicily with the mainland region of Calabria. All right, let's move on to the final headline.
A team of astronomers has identified the most distant black hole ever confirmed, a cosmic heavyweight that formed just 500 million years after the Big Bang, when the universe was only about 3% of its current age.
지금까지 확인된 것 중 가장 오래된 블랙홀이 천문학자들에 의해 발견됐습니다. 이 블랙홀은 빅뱅 직후 5억 년 시점, 즉 우주가 지금 현재 나이에 3%밖에 지나지 않았을 무렵에 형성된 것으로 보인다고 합니다. Wow, another huge discovery.
Yeah, and speaking of huge, it's a huge black hole as well. So, yeah, it's very, very large. They're estimating the weight of it to be 300 million times the mass of our sun. So if you took our sun and multiply it by 300 million times, that's how big this black hole is.
네, 이 블랙홀이 얼마나 huge한가 하면은 300 million times, 그러니까 3억 배나 크다는 거잖아요. Million times the mass of our sun, 태양 크기보다도 어마어마합니다. So it's equivalent to nearly half the mass of all the stars in the black hole's host galaxy.
So a black hole is usually in the middle of its galaxy, and a galaxy has, I mean, millions of stars. So if you were to take all of those stars and add it up, then yeah, it'd be nearly half of the mass of all those stars put together.
그러니까 모든 그 별 행성들을 이렇게 합쳤을 때보다 훨씬 더 크다. 그것의 반 정도를 말하고 있군요. Nearly half the mass라고 하니까요. 자, 그래서 cosmic heavyweight. 우리가 보통 heavyweight champion 이런 말은 참 많이 해봤는데 여기서도 비슷한 의미가 되겠습니다. A cosmic heavyweight that formed just about 500 million years after the Big Bang. 자, cosmic heavyweight 어떤 뜻일까요?
Yeah, so like you mentioned, I think the image that you get in your head when you think of a heavyweight is very big because we think of fighting and there's a lot of different weight classes in boxing, let's say. Like there's
I thought of wrestling.
Yeah, wrestling as well, but there's, usually the different weight categories will be like there'll be like a featherweight, a straw weight, a middleweight. There's probably about 15 or 20 different different weight categories in boxing. So at the very, very top of that is the heavyweight.
Heavyweight.
Yeah, so it's very large, and you have that image of something that's big and strong. And when we talk about a cosmic heavyweight, we're talking about things from space that are outside of Earth, and something that is very, very large out in space are black holes and stars.
So this is a figurative sort of expression, would you say? Or do you tend to use this heavyweight in other daily language?
You can use heavyweight for describing anything. Like you could say that like someone is a heavyweight in a particular industry as well, right? You could say that the heavyweights are getting involved now if one of the big companies of that industry wants to be involved. Let's say if there's a construction going on and one of the bigger construction companies makes a bid as well for a particular land, then you could say that Lee Bo-young is an EBS heavyweight.
네, 이럴 줄 알았어. 우리 작가님 is being so playful this morning. 그러니까 우리가 어제 사실 우리가 weigh in 이라는 표현을 방송 중에 했거든요. 그러니까 뭐 훈수를 둔다든지 혹은 뭔가 의견을 보태서 좀 무게를 실어준다 할 때 weigh in이라 썼는데 무게에 대한 표현이 참 이렇게 여러 가지가 있습니다. 그러니까 heavyweight라고 하면은 내가 다이어트 해야 되는 줄 어떻게 알았지? 지금 굉장히 비중이 큰 사람을 가리켜서 그러니까 big shots라고 할 때도 heavyweight을 쓸 수 있나요? Key figures in that particular industry?
Yeah, someone that's like a leader or someone that's sort of feared as well. Like someone that, because when you think of a heavyweight champion or a heavyweight, then you'd rather fight a lightweight or a middleweight or go against as an opponent. You'd prefer to, have a lightweight or a middleweight. So to have a heavyweight as an opponent, it's definitely scarier, more intimidating.
조금 겁을 먹을 만한 그런 위협적인 상대, 너무나 비중이 크기 때문에 영향력이 있기 때문에 heavyweights라고 할 수 있군요. 여기서는 어떤 질량을 가리켜 말하고 있습니다. 무거운 질량이 우주 전체다. Cosmic heavyweight. 자, 그래서 현재 나의 current age라는 말도 나오고 있었고, current age 같은 경우는 우리가 자주 많이 쓰는 표현이니까요. So here's the story once again. A team of astronomers has identified the most distant black hole ever confirmed, a cosmic heavyweight that formed just 500 million years after the Big Bang, when the universe was only about 3% of its current age. 네, 자 지금까지 우리 제이슨과 함께 오늘의 헤드라인스를 한번 살펴보았습니다.